opened up. There we are. All right. Welcome, everyone. It's Zenith Online Racing. This is round 6. It's Spain. This is Tier 1. I'm Arbega. Back again with me is Puff Digital. And we're looking forward to some qualifying action for the next 20 minutes or so. A little bit of a short grid tonight. We only got 17 out there. RC retiring already as he is a reserve, sort of a courtesy thing. Reserves not qualifying so that they don't really mess with the actual point battles. Good to see. All right, we got a Mercedes leaving.
I'm here. Hello. I don't think I did my little intro. So,
no, I introduced you, but you didn't really.
Well,
say
you
anything.
were still going.
Was I going still?
Just want to say, well, you know, I was letting you were in a groove.
Right.
But glad as always to be here. As Camden sends it off the road, and I'm surprised he didn't lose a wheel. Wow, he just binned it right into the wall. Very lucky to still be taking part in qualifying here. Wow.
I think Durnia.
That'll
is he
wake
first
you up.
on the road? No, he's not. We've got a Haas out there.
I believe it's Packer.
Packer is first, and then behind we have an Alpha. So is that Zem? Yes, it is. So we'll sit with Packer. He will be our first lap. Yeah, Spain, round 6. Time flies.
Yeah.
I believe we're on the 6th race already.
I don't know what's happened, yeah, but here we are. Strategy is going to be very interesting, I think, in qualifying. Not sure. I'm sure soft to hard will work. Guys seem to make that work every week, regardless of the track. But Spain is pretty notorious for, at least in previous games, being pretty hard on the tires. Medium to hard, a lot more comfortable, I'd assume. But a lot of guys on the mediums already. About half and half, maybe a bit more skewed towards the mediums to start. Let's see what guys do. As Packer does begin his flying lap. He's been strong all season. Does fantastic in qualifying.
Yeah, I noticed. I think he's missed a race. He's missed one race for sure. Did he miss 2? I don't think so.
Just the way I believe, but he does extend a bit wide there and is disqualified, so lap invalidated, not disqualified.
Here is Zem behind. Get on board with him. His lap is still good, it looks like.
Yes. So, also on the medium tire, we'll see what Zem can do. We see the,
a lot of guys on the mediums, really.
Yeah.
Only 3 on the softs. 4, sorry. Joshua out on the softs as well, so 5th car.
We could see similar to was it last week or 2 weeks ago in China, where a few guys abandoned some runs early just to get on track on the softs, and they did their final run on the medium.
16.3 on the medium tire for Zem.
Yeah, solid.
Durnia. Durnia will probably. Yes, it is. No, Durnia's invalidated. So Durnia into the pits. I guess that is Mr. Joshua starting his hot lap. So Season 3 champion for Tier 1. So starting to get his form back. He's made a big mistake there, though. So he's probably going to be backing out of this lap. Yeah, he's turned everything down. Ryan coming in with a storm. Or coming in like a storm, I should say. The early part of the season. He's finally rejoined the grid. And he's been really strong.
Returns after his maiden victory here in ZOR. Obviously picked up with the green. China was absent last week, but
he's not pushing.
Very curious to see what he can do. He had a fantastic result in Vietnam as well, I believe, finishing 5th or 6th in that race. So
yeah, no
strong,
practice either.
Yeah, strong showing from him so far. Bit of a veteran, so expect him to do pretty well. We've got Vitality and JX having also set laps now. Vitality on provisional control with a 16-1, and Ryan
is JXW very close to Zamagos there, 600s off. We're on board with Ryan. He's starting his hot lap now. I believe Mr. Joshua is about to cross the line. Let's see what he can do. 120.5. Obviously, wasn't going to be a very good lap because he had that mistake. Back to Ryan.
Yeah.
Might as well
I'm
stick
bored
with
with
the
him.
lap.
See what he can do.
Have medium tire as well.
That's a fourth. Keeps it in sixth. Big walk up there. It's a downhill corner. It's very easy to walk the.
You gotta think soft to hard is viable for some of these guys.
I would assume so.
Because track position is very important here, and
yeah.
I think that if everybody's just gonna contently sit on the medium tires, then I would imagine it's, you know, it's kind of a tempting idea.
If you end up as the first of the medium runners, the advantage you'll see is, depending on how long the softs last, if there's not enough field spread, a lot of those guys are going to get stuck in traffic, and on the track it's very difficult to overtake. You find yourself in clear air after the first...
17.3, so off the pace here.
Yeah,
Doth sets a 16.5. Good lap from Doth. He's not too far behind. He got a little bit of work to do, though. So I imagine most of these guys are going to end up putting in a soft time, really, at this point.
Yeah.
Dry race, by the way.
Yep. Zyg says, gutted not to be racing tonight. We miss you, Zyg. Hopefully you can get your stuff sorted and get you back out here as quick as possible. JX says has to be two-stop. The hards will not last. So, it is one driver's opinion. We'll see who...
Camden, I was on board with him for the end of his lap. 17.1 for him. Let's see, what do we have behind? Is that Doth coming in? Is Doth improving, actually? Yes, he is. He improved his time a little bit, still fourth. So, probably... How much more fuel he's got now? It's red now, so he's going to have to come in. I wonder if anybody else has got fuel to burn.
I can't tell who's really on a lap at the moment. We've got Beck, he's invalidated his out lap, it seems, and yeah, Beck's about to start his first flying lap. Also on the medium tire. All the way up at the 8th, obviously down the pitch straight. Goes out wide onto the curbs. That extra bit of turning radius to turn 1. Keeps it pinned on the throttle coming through this turn here. He goes all the way up at the 8th. No, keeps it in 7th. Looks pretty tidy so far. Gets a bit of the grass and yeah.
Just pulls him out. And a big walk up too. That just compounds that mistake.
And it's going to cost him quite a bit of time, I feel.
Oh yeah.
Tire's still not scrubbed clean yet either, so you got to be careful. Keeps it pinned through that uphill right-hander.
It's purple, but I think that's a bug we've seen every week.
And half spin there, and this is going to be the lap he was hoping for on the medium tire. So we'll see if he dives into the pits and just hopes to get back out there.
Oof, another big walk up there.
Yeah, and we missed it, but Dernia on the soft tire, a 15.6 is taken provisional pole for the time being. So
it's a good lap
by him. Is that Packer who's on the lap? Who's ahead of Dernia in the slightly white car?
Charlie, perhaps?
Yes, good call. So also on the soft tire. Yeah, just coming into the 3rd sector now. What he's able to do. He's been very consistent.
Purple, quote, unquote.
Yeah, very consistent points finisher most of the season so far. Been flying a bit under the radar. Hasn't really been on the podium yet, but very consistent and puts himself in 3rd with a 16.2 So
that is on the soft tire though. So
yeah,
you would want to be
off
up the
the
field
pace.
a bit more. You'd think with that. So Vitality's lap time on the medium holding up relatively nicely in comparison to the others. So
yeah, he's made his return as well. So he was away getting set up for college and everything like that. It is that time of year, so glad to have him back as well. He's definitely a guy who's got podium pace, possibly race winning pace. So
I have to agree.
Who do we have on track here? Bunch of cars actually.
Got 11 people tuned in now. His numbers are getting there. Charlie is not pushing. I'm still sitting on board with Charlie, so I've got a bad habit of
GP
following drivers
just
to
started
finish laps.
his hot lap. He's on the medium tires. Looks good into turn
GP?
1 here. A little hesitant, yeah, on GP here. Pretty good through sector 1 so far, and yeah, using a lot of curves before he turns in for corner entry. Just kind of increasing that turning radius.
Looks really
Apex
smooth,
slightly, but yeah, he does look really solid so far.
Like it looks like a quick, solid, steady lap. Like just no mistakes, but carrying that pace. And,
and they nabbed him for that, which honestly didn't look like he was completely off.
I did see his left tire move over the white. So
yeah, it's just so close. The game honestly needs to sort that out.
Yeah, like you're allowed to.
Anyone who watches F1 knows that.
You're watching all weekend and you see him get invalidated for barely drifting wide there.
Yeah.
You're watching F1 all weekend where they're literally over the white curbs.
Yeah, they've now basically made it that it's like
the green
all
part.
4 tires have to be off the curb, yeah. Which definitely wasn't the case there for GP, so obviously heads back into the pits. We'll find someone new to watch. We have Packer.
Got Joshua on an out lap, but yeah, Packer I believe is setting a time here. So
his battery's already half drained. I wonder if he invalidated.
No, he's already finished his lap time. Yeah, I think he's finished.
He doesn't have a time on the board.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, maybe just kept pushing.
Yeah. I don't know how wise it is to put 2 hot laps on a set of
Aero Strike sets a... No, he doesn't set a time. He's on his out lap. So Aero Strike's starting a lap. He's leading the championship at the moment. So let's watch Aero's lap time. This is on the medium tire with 5 minutes to go in quali. So I'd imagine this is going to be his one and only run unless his lap is absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, Packer invalidates again at the top of fast right-hander into the second DRS zone. So
it's not good news for Packer. If Aero can get into the top 5 here on the medium tire and Packer doesn't get a good lap on the board, then Aero's going to have a huge advantage in this race. You know what though? Packer's starting on the hards outside the top 10 isn't even a bad thing really for him. He's got the pace.
Yeah, he does.
Good workout. Aero Strike.
Big lockup.
Yeah.
There's a car way off track. It's Ginnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There goes Aero.
Get out of the way. Probably a little frightening though. You see him coming right back to the track, but no harm.
Another little lockup there. So I don't know if he's losing a ton of time with those. I'd imagine he lost a bit on that last lockup. That was a pretty bad one, but
yeah.
See what he can
Revs
do.
the engine
a little
slightly.
off the pace here.
Yeah, a little scruffy. Yeah.
So yeah, not good enough. He's gonna have to set another time.
A couple other guys up there. Beck in third. He set a good lap.
Comes
Joshua is first of the medium runners right now. He set a 16-0 on the medium tire. So fantastic lap from Mr. Joshua.
That is a very good lap from Mr. Joshua.
And we've got Ginnet on provisional pole. So
T-Money 16-4 on the soft, so not what he's looking for.
No, for sure.
Currently, I don't know. Do you think Aero would run another lap on the mediums, or do you think he's going to have to go with the softs just because he's that far off? Didn't look like the greatest lap. I think he might actually be like he can probably find 6/10 in that lap, and then that puts him what, 5th?
Yeah,
5th or 6th. Those times don't
he's
improve.
Got enough time. He should be able to get in, switch the tires, and get back out. It'll be
Vitality.
Tight,
he's on softs, and he is going sector 3 right now. Let's watch Vitality. Got that helmet, kind of purpley tinge to it. Goes well with the pink.
Catching the back of this AlphaTauri here.
Yep.
But not too close. Should be.
A little bit of a slipstream here too. Oh, there he goes on a pole. 15-1.
15-1. So good
Jinnit.
gap ahead of the rest of these guys.
Jinnit with a 15.4 as well, so he's putting himself up into the mix. Durnia,
Yeah.
15.6, hanging on to that time he said earlier.
We've got Charlie now. He's on a flyer, coming into the third sector as well. Drops down into second. Looks really clean through there. See how quick he can punch the throttle. Takes a lot of curb through that turn, which is very risky. Final turn and just barely improves, but not really enough to kind of get him where he wants to be, I'd imagine. So Packer, still with no time, has come back out on the medium tire as he now starts his flying lap. So, bold strategy. This is really it, make or break. He'll have another opportunity to get around the track. He invalidates this one, but he won't be able to go back into the pits, so...
No. Maybe he's got the fuel on board for that, though. He will be our first, I think, one of our first final runners, so let's watch Packer for this run. And,
yeah, second
we'll
in
try to pick up another
Zenith
driver after. Yeah, Aerostrike back out there as well. Believe on the softs as well. I do have the fitted graphic up. Looks like Joshua heading into the pits just now, so he's pretty much done, I think.
Oh, and Packer invalidates.
He does. So, does he have
He's
the fuel?
gonna have
It looks
to
like he does. He is turning it right
really
down.
fly, though. It's going to be tight. He's got to get to the finish line in 10 seconds. Or no,
It
he's
says
got a
120.
minute.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
sorry,
He's just going to back off and recharge that battery. There's Charlie going very slow.
Joined.
Zach has joined. Maybe just to spectate because he knows there's room.
Yeah, true. Yep.
I did invite him. I invited him to the race because I didn't know he was missing.
Re-up for another one, but we've got some Alpha Tauri.
Yeah, Beck.
Drivers going. JX is up in the third,
well.
so that's a good lap from him. He's heading into the pits. We'll stay with Beck here. As he comes into the final sector. It's a tricky bit, the left-right. Punch onto the throttle for the final right. Let's see what he can do here. Over revs a little bit, but Mr. Joshua happy with his time as Beck takes pole.
Wow,
Just
great
barely. But yeah, absolute flyer.
T-Money crosses the line, I believe, for his final run. Yes,
Jinnit's crossing the line now. Oh, he's just starting, rather. Sorry. Zamaglis just ahead of him, so...
Looks like Durnia just starting a final run as well. Just got across in time. And GP into the pits, so he's done. Who are we with here? Packer. Packer is about to finish his lap. He hasn't invalidated this one, so... You know, as long as this one gets on the board, it doesn't matter if it's a good lap.
Yeah, Ryan improves to 12th.
And he's going to keep it legal, so what's the time? 15.5. That's a good lap on the mediums.
That is really solid. Puts
Where's
himself
Aero?
in the mix.
Aerostrike on the soft tire. And he's not going to get there, I don't think.
So we've got Camden who's about to cross the line.
Do you see that? Aero backed out on purpose so he wouldn't have to start in the top 10, I think, there. Probably good crack at winning this race from 12th Aerostrike, honestly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. So we've got Jinnit now.
There's T-Money into 8th. That's a good lap from T-Money. Gets himself a couple spots back. Zamaglis into 3rd.
Yeah. Jinnit can't improve.
Someone's off. Mercedes off.
That's it.
That's it for quality. There was a Mercedes off the track there, it looked like. But we will run you through the order in a moment. So Beck on pole by 600ths. Great lap from him. Vitality 2nd. Zamaglis 3rd. Jinnit in 4th. JXW 5th. Packer starting on the mediums in 6th. He's in a very good spot there. Durnia in 7th on the softs. Joshua on the mediums in 8th. Very good spot for him as well. T-Money 9th and Charlie 10th. So all those guys have to start on those tires. 11th, we got Camden Arrow's 12th, Daw 13th, 14th for Ryan, 15th for GP, Adri is 16th, and RC in 17th. Sorry, Doth. I just wanted to. Doth has been pretty strong in quality most of the year. It's probably his worst qualifying this season, I think.
He crashed out, according to the chat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't even see him.
I didn't either.
Bin that. So, we'll see what he's able to do from the back of the grid, or close to the back of the grid. Any bold predictions? Who's gonna win?
I think Aerostrike gets on the podium. That's the boldest I'm willing
chat
to go.
Too. Do we have any bold predictions for winner? Beck, we know he's got pace. See what he's able to do. I don't remember the order. Packer's always a good choice for winner. I'd love to see some new faces. We've been getting some new guys on the podium each week, so I'd love to see that trend continue. Maybe if we can get some Oglis on the podium, JX on the podium, Vitality, Mr. Joshua, Durnya, any of these guys, really. I want to see some... keep seeing the results get mixed up. I find that's always the most entertaining. It seems someone readied up and they weren't supposed to, which has been a common trend. So, we mention it every week. Still seems to happen. We want to run through the standings quick while they go through the warm-up.
Sorry, you're going to do that?
Yeah, I'll go through quick. So, real fast, because we only got about a minute and a half here. We have Arrow in first, 72 points. Iro Packer in second with 64. Iro Dillon in third with 48. He's not here tonight. In fourth, Infamous Pillars. He's also not here tonight. In fifth, we have Camden. So if Camden just scores a couple points, he'll jump both these guys. In sixth, we have Ryan, which is pretty amazing for him considering he is in 2 races so far. Seventh, we have Axton, also up to tonight. Eighth, we have Charlie. In ninth, we have Mr. Joshua. So those three drivers are actually all tied with 32 points. 10th, Jinnit to win it. 11th, Doth. In 12th, we have JXW. 13th, Sumaglos. 14th, Matthew Durnia. 15th, GP Colin. And then Zyg, Tima, Beck, Bob, and Vitality. All with 0 points. Some surprising names in there.
Yeah.
Beck, great opportunity tonight, starting on pole to get his first points of the season. So, Vitality also on the front row, 0 points so far. So both these guys really looking for a strong result. To the constructors, Haas in first with 112, Red Bull in second, 104. Both those teams only have one driver here today. In third, we have Renault. They also only have one driver. Racing Point in fourth. Yeah, Mercedes in fifth. Alfa Romeo in sixth. 7th is Williams, 8th Ferrari, 9th AlphaTauri, and in 10th McLaren. So those are your T1 standings as of now. We shall see.
All right, back on pole position. Not something we see super often. He's always pretty fast, but he tends to be it's either bin it or win it for Beck. But he's on pole. Let's see if track position king here too. So if he can get a good start here and get away, I think he could potentially win this race. You got to think Packer as well on the mediums, threatening to win. He's got the right strategy in play, and he's only 6th place. He's not that far off. So let's get those lights fired up, and we'll get this race underway. All right, we got 3 lights on. We got 5 lights, and they're off. Back. Oh, a little bit slow on the start there. Looks pretty solid, though. We don't have a great shot. There we go. Vitality did get a good start, it looks like. He's very close to Beck. He's going to have a shot into turn 1 here. Oh, Vitality goes for it. They touch wheels.
Contact.
And Beck squeezes him back.
There's an Alpha off in the background.
I think
like it's Jinnit.
Vitality
but pretty clean. Everyone.
Beck's got back around the outside here. Is Beck going to get this place back? It's very close. Vitality has a wobble, and I think Beck's going to get him inside. Here. Big lockup for Vitality. Still side by side here off the start. This is incredible. Oh, bit of contact there. Oh,
These are not corners you typically
oh.
see. Oh, and it might be some wing damage. That looked like it might have clipped the wing. As we have Packer now also looking to make a move. A bit of contact with JX.
That was Beck onto the gravel there. I don't see any damage from this view, but
throughout the rest of the field,
Beck had a big snap of oversteer there, and then he, was kind of just caught out. So Vitality, good launch there, able to hang side by side for a few corners, and finally gets the place. We've got a few battles going on behind here. Zimoglis pressured by Packer, who's had a good start. He's in 4th already on those mediums. That's going to be dangerous. And he's threatening. Yeah. Look at him go.
Packer already by Zimoglis too.
Yes. Clean through there.
So. And JX gets by Zimoglis too, so I'm not quite sure what's happened. Maybe a really poor exit out of the final turn there.
Yeah.
He's dropped from 3rd all the way down to 6th now. The positions are off, but he's dropped a couple places. His dog is definitely not in 1st.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dot's with an incredible start.
Yeah.
It's actually last, I think. Or no, it's RC and last on the other Ferrari.
Yeah. So, yeah. Zem did drop a couple places, obviously, into 5th. Vitality at the moment just running away with this, as does... It would be my assumption that Beck has a bit of wing damage. Doesn't look like it's,
He's under threat already from Packer.
Yeah.
Packer's looking pretty fast on these mediums. He's already within 4/10 of Beck. Beck just is not seeming to be able to close back to Vitality, so he must have taken some kind of knock there.
Yeah. We've got Mr. Joshua in 6th, though, who's also in the medium, so a good shout for a good start for him.
Yep.
He's getting pressured now by Shinit, though, as they seem to be...
Comes Packer again, not even with DRS here.
And he's not going to be close enough.
Not this time, but once he gets that DRS, it's going to be pretty much a done deal, I think.
Mr. Joshua takes up the grass within turn 1.
The best thing for Vitality here would be if Packer gets stuck behind Beck, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, through this middle sector, Beck should be able to place the car and keep him behind. But
Charlie, good scrap going on back there, but we'll get back to Packer at the front here.
Stay with that. 0 field spread. Start this race. There's a bit of a drop from Zem to Mr. Joshua, and then everyone's just all within a second.
Yeah, Mr. Joshua really needs to hang on to that 6th place on those mediums if he wants that strategy to work. If he loses any ground to the other soft runners, it might backfire. Ultimately, Packer, though, sitting in a really good spot at this point.
Yeah, wonderful helicopter shot there as they come through those final few turns. This will be Packer's first chance with DRS. You see that
closing very fast.
Beck sets the fastest lap prior to that, but
he's going to send it. No, he doesn't. He backs
Beck
out.
Didn't even defend the inside line there, so.
No.
And Jinnit did make it past Mr. Joshua there before even they reached turn 1, so. He dropped a few positions at the start, and he's done well now to kind of get back up to right behind his teammate. So 5th and 6th, pretty solid for Alpha so far.
Yeah, looking pretty sharp at the beginning of the Grand Prix here. Packer, though, might hurt him if he gets stuck behind Beck for much longer. His tires aren't going to hold up. They're the prime life of those mediums is going to be it's going to be shortened the longer he sits here. The other thing too, I was going to point out, you said Beck didn't really make a defense on the inside line. I wonder if that's partially tire management, just because he is sitting 2nd right now, thinking about everybody else on the softs. Like, if he doesn't take too much out of the tire fighting, maybe he can go a little longer.
Hard to know who to follow, who's really going to be ready to take a move here. There's a couple trains you've got, or a couple groups. 7th through 10th here, very tight, and 2nd.
Here comes Packer again. I think he's a lot closer this time. There we go. Packer around the outside here, and he's clean through. Gets it done. So Packer threatening for the win here already. Ooh,
Back a little wide now, and JX is really, his JX runs a bit wide.
A bit of a moment there.
Yeah. So we'll see, how much pace Beck can keep in these tires. Obviously, doesn't want to start dropping these positions. We'll see if maybe there's a little bit of team orders. I don't know if JFW is quicker. The inside line just compromised his entry into T1. T-Money also right behind Mr. Joshua, who hasn't been able to keep pace with Zenith, but obviously on
alarm going off here.
Different compound. Sternia is also right behind T-Money.
Let's get to that. Sternia pressuring T-Money. It's tough. JXW really gonna want to take a crack at Beck here.
Yeah, as Packers has the fastest lap.
All over.
And they're already saying pit window open.
Sorry, Camden.
JXW flies by his teammate as well before they even reach turn 1, so I'm wondering maybe Beck's running quite a bit of wing or just having a hard time at the exit of that last turn.
Yeah, Camden here had a run on Durnia, but he just couldn't finish it off, so he's going to be stuck behind him a little longer. Those mediums probably going to start to overtake the softs.
And there's, looks like JX took a bit of grass as Beck sends it back around the outside. Can he get it to stick? JX is going to have the inside line here coming up into this next corner, and he tucks back here. You never want to crash with your teammate.
No.
It's a smart decision, I think, from JX. His turn here picks up 2 seconds.
Oh, Zem with a late move.
Yeah, he thought about it.
He really did. Saw him pull out there at the last second.
He's also got Doth up in the 12th now. He's caught up to the back of Arrow and seems to have a bit of pace on him. So.
I was going to say Arrow started on the medium tire. I thought it wasn't a very good idea, and he's still in 11th on those mediums. He's not really making up ground. Here comes JXW on his teammate once again. And
side by side. And Beck, I think, is going to hang it in there.
Is.
Yeah, he does.
Nice
so we've got T-Money and Charlie both into the pits. T-Money was in the middle of that scrap with Mr. Joshua and Matthew Durden. So hook it out in clear air. Obviously comes out last. Or second last, rather, sorry. But such an early pit stop. And this was, I guess one of the downfalls of putting onto the soft tire, right? You're going to find yourself at the very back of the grid. But
Zem closed up to JX quite a bit there, but has lost a bit of it.
Packers also now in DRS range on Vitality, and these soft tires, I imagine, are at the end of their life. I wouldn't be surprised to see Vitality hit this lap.
Yeah, although he could just kind of let Packard go, which seems counterintuitive, but doesn't really have to fight. He's got a big gap behind.
He got a good exit, though. He should be okay, I'd assume, for this straight here. Yeah, no chance Packers can be able to pitch up to the back of him.
Here goes Zem into the pits. Sorry, not Zem. JXW into the pits.
Yeah. So, pits before his teammate. Even though Beck
Durnia on Joshua. Is he going to take a look on his teammate? No. I'm assuming they'll swap around sooner than later, though. Although Durnia on the softs, you really don't want to put him in front, do you?
No, Durnia's probably coming into the pit soon, so maybe he's just enjoying the tow for now and see what happens after the fact. So we have JX came out just ahead of RC, which is solid for him, and now he's 10 seconds behind GP, so there's a lot of clear air here.
Get back to the front here, take a look at Packer, see if he can get a good enough exit coming down the main straight here. Doth really all over the back of Arrow as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Just trying to chop away at Arrow's will. And there goes Vitality into the pits, so Packer
Yep.
free. Vitality was still increasing his gap to Beck, though. Is Beck going to come into the pits now? No, Beck stays out.
Yeah, so does Zomoglis. Jinnet's gone into the pits. Dernia stayed out. Camden stayed out. So,
Interesting.
JXW Doth can get a good run. He's right behind Arrow. I think he's going to have this move done. Arrow moves to the inside. Side by side here, going into the turn. Both of them lock up, but yeah, Doth
took a really wide line and got it on the throttle a lot sooner.
Yeah, so well done by Doth. Next up is Camden, so we'll see if kind of cut that gap down. See what he's able to do.
Got Adri here pressuring Ryan, GP Colin hanging on to the back of them. Then a little bit behind them, we've got Vitality on fresh tires and Jin at 8 seconds behind on fresh tires as well. So a little bit of work to do for these guys. These guys on the harder compounds gaining that advantage early in the race here, extending the gap.
Yeah, Jinnit actually pulled off the overcut. You don't typically see work, but JX pit before him and Jinnit is ahead, so...
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe JX just not getting those tires warmed up?
Yeah, he did put onto the hards, and we've seen most guys who've made their stops come on to the mediums, or I guess Vitality came out on the hards as well, so...
Yeah, I think he would have to, really.
I think a lot of guys are committing to the two-stop, so... JX did say it would be impossible to for the hards to last, and seems he had good info.
They still pit onto them, though. Who's falling down the order is Zomoglis. What's going on here? Zem has a puncture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's had a puncture and he's spun the car into the wall. I noticed someone dropping rapidly and I was like, what is going on here? And
Lap
Zem.
9, and those tires have given out, so let's keep an eye on Matthew Dernia. And Beck as well. Beck, I'd assume.
No, it's delaminating on him now. Look at the thing.
Yeah.
Oof, really struggling here. Not really any...
Lost over 2 seconds this lap to Packer, so... Yeah, he's definitely gone into the pits. I'd assume Dernia does the same, so...
Zem's race pretty much done now. He's going to get passed by the entire field before he even gets in the pits. Before he even
pits, so without a safety car, yeah, he's...
Yeah, the guys listening to the stream on the softs surely are like, uh-oh. I better pit. Zem a little harder on his tires than most guys, but that's still pretty concerning, I would think.
So, now the stops are done. We have Packer in first, Mr. Joshua in second, Camden in third, and Doth in fourth, and Arrow in fifth. So we'll see how this works out for these guys. We have Ryan, actually, who's also caught up to Arrow, and he's bringing all his friends with him.
Yeah, Ryan
goes from bad to worst for Zem as he picks up 5 seconds speeding in the pit lane. So
Ryan leading the party here.
Yeah, he's brought the cavalry with him, and Arrow's probably not too pleased. So I'm wondering now if the crossover has probably happened between the hard and the medium.
Yeah, I think so.
It's GP. Sends it on Vitality, and he gets that done.
It's a good move from GP. He's on the older tire,
really
too.
Good move. Not typically an overtaking spot. It is a DRS straight, but a very, very short straight. So,
what I would like to point out, too, is I do believe Mr. Joshua...
GP,
yeah.
Sorry to keep interrupting, sneaks past Adri as well. So, a couple sneaky moves, and yeah.
I think
GP finds himself in the 7th.
Packer had 14 seconds or something to Joshua, and now has 11 or 12, so he's either made a mistake or he's losing time.
And Arrow with a good defense on Ryan there, who definitely sent it, and he picks up 3 seconds.
Who is the threat here for Packer? Where is he in comparison to the next real threats? Vitality. I would say 3, 16, 15, 18... I think Vitality's got him already. Running
Yeah.
with this train here, he's getting that DRS toe every straight, and these guys aren't really slow, I would say, so Packer needs to almost sit and extend, I think, at this point, if he wants to cover that.
Yeah, we'll see how long these guys, the mediums take them. Usually we do a bit of practice before we come into the race, but I'm actually behind in terms of tire life, tire strategy, so this is very fresh and very interesting so far.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? You won a race last week and then you just took the day off to golf instead
I
of
don't need to practice anymore. Yeah. I gotta win.
Yeah.
And Vitality, though, right behind GP.
He's got to get through here.
GP has DRS, which makes it just that much more difficult. And he's not going to get it.
Oh, it's very close.
GP, yeah.
GP thought about it.
Oh, and Ryan. Oh, it's going to get close here.
Oh, thought Vitality was going to run wide there. Very good scrap going on back here. While this is going on, I don't know that Packer's really increasing. Oh, Vitality with a big bump there.
Yeah.
And he's through. He's forced his way through.
Yeah.
And arrow strike. Ryan.
Oh, GP!
Oh.
Has sent it around in the dirty air.
Somehow didn't lose the wheel there again.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a pretty hard bump into the wall. His wing is demolished, but he's forced to kind of
running along on those mediums, fighting in traffic. Maybe just picked up a little heat and get on the curb a little bit. Your car won't respond the way you expect. So Vitality really has got to get by Ryan here, and Arrow for that matter. But Ryan first on the list. Let's see if Vitality can get it done. Very important to his race.
Yeah, very impressive.
Hits.
Vitality's not going to be close enough. His DRS trait
hurting him,
making it near impossible.
And, you know, I would say, I think Packer should pit now. He's got it covered. If Vitality gets through, he could take that time back, but...
Yeah, Camden has pit, maybe looking for the undercut on Mr. Joshua, so... We'll see if the
is he in clear here? No, but he's on Durnia, who is, so that might work for Camden, but Durnia in a perfect spot to play blocker for Joshua.
For his teammate, yeah.
I do believe they listen, so they probably know. They probably know that they can...
That's more incentive to tune in, guys, if you want strategy tips.
Literally every one of our viewers just watching for strategy.
Yeah, we'll reveal all the strategies, so make sure you're listening. Vitality, though, is just...
nearly into the back of Ryan.
He's getting impatient, yeah.
Very impatient.
Definitely has pace. He's obviously on the freshest tires out of this group here. But an Arrow dives in, and Vitality compromises exit, and you know what? I think he's still going to get Ryan here.
Ryan still has that DRS, though, is he?
Yeah, he does. So
that top end speed just seems to be higher. Or actually, you know what it is? Vitality has no battery left.
Yep.
And Ryan does, so that's hurting him a lot. And by the time he gets to the end of the straight, he doesn't have the juice to push past.
Yeah, so I'd expect the top three, our current top three, to be pitting relatively soon.
RC picking up a lot of penalties tonight. He's got 3 seconds now, speeding in the pit lane and just not having a good race back there. On board with Vitality, we'll get back to this view. They snake their way through up the hill. Should be flat out right-hander with empty fuel on a good tire, but not at this point of the race.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Ryan going to be in trouble here without that DRS assistance, though. So running a strong first stint, though, sitting in 4th.
Definitely.
Not too far off. Those guys on the mediums, they're going to be in a prime position to finish this Grand Prix. Doth actually is in a good spot too.
Yeah, he's made his way to 3rd, and those guys both pit and Doth. So Mr. Joshua has stayed out for an additional lap, and
Vitality's got him.
Yeah, Vitality is definitely going to breeze past here.
And there's going to be some traffic between him and Packer. Packer's going to have some work to do here. And Vitality could be net lead of this race here, with a bit of a cushion.
Once-
Behind him,
yeah.
we've got Ryan,
And
Adri,
Jinnit.
Jinnit.
Yeah, Jinnit got him too. So
Yeah. But he's on that medium.
Hit quite early.
But that's a problem, is now Jinnit on the medium tire is going to have some good pace here. Even though he is going to pit again, he's not going to be letting Packer go by.
Yeah, definitely. So Packer's gone on to the hard. I'd assume medium to hard, you can stop that. I'd assume we're going to the end at this point.
Yeah.
Doth has come out behind Camden, which is pretty solid. He was behind Camden before Camden pit, so. And yeah, Vitality only 7.5, cutting it constantly behind Mr. Joshua. So we'll see if he pits now. I'd assume, yeah, he has gone into the pit. So Vitality will take the net lead of this race as we just finished the halfway point of this race. So good position to be in, Vitality. I don't think he's going to be able to take these tires to the end, though. 7 laps, so he's going to have to take them 23 laps if we put them on lap 10. Seems a lot to ask. So,
I would say Vitality's got a shot at pulling that off. Depends on what kind of time gap he's got. If he's going to have to fight, he's not going to be able to do it. But if he can just sit there and manage a gap, he might be okay. Just watching JX here under pressure from Beck once again. T-Money in the back as well. And then Packer on the back of Jinnit here, who's chasing Adri, who's chasing Ryan.
And Camden's undercut has worked, so he is ahead of Mr. Joshua. Obviously, though, Camden in that Mercedes sandwich at the moment, caught between the two of them.
It's going to be difficult to manage with those two guys around you. Both experienced racers as well.
And now back near the front, we've got Adri right behind Ryan in his home GP, which is big shout out to Adri.
Yes,
one of the few Spanish drivers we have.
Yeah.
So I believe it was Alonso, right? Who said you get what, 3/10 or something at your home GP. So
yeah. And Packer is by Jinnit.
So massive, very important move he made there.
Yes.
Ooh, and he looks like he got a little snap of.
He's close to taking this one too, and he does. He sends it very late down the inside, and he's just got the traction. Great.
And Jinnit has spun behind him in the middle of the track,
and he gets it turned around. That was close, man. Beck nearly took the back of Jinnit with him through that corner.
And who's this going around the outside? Is that
it's a bump. Yes,
it
was Dernier, but there was a bit of a bump there as he got by.
A bit of contact, yeah.
There's back to Packer. All over Ryan here. Is he going to send it? He does. Packer through, just has that grip. Oh, no, Ryan with the switchback.
Nice
move. Stay there? No, Ryan had to back out of it. He had to. I think he was too far behind.
Good move, but good defense as well.
It was excellent.
Great show there, and now Vitality. He's not going to have that chance to relax because you will see in the top left corner of his screen, Packer is right behind him and catching.
Yes, Vitality going to be sweating now. And if you're thinking he's going to have to pit again, he's going to consider that soon, right?
Yeah. He's going to have to figure out where he's coming out. His T-Money also gets a move done on Beck, so Beck started from pole, and he hasn't had the greatest race, but I guess he's in a pretty solid position. But T-Money actually looks like he's coming to life here on these medium tires. He's obviously going to have to pit again, as is Beck, though, so...
Comments are popping off here. I'm seeing 59 comments, maybe,
What?
Maybe it's glitching. That has happened before.
Okay, let me get the stream.
Nope, it's Fuzz and Bones going off. Pumping our numbers up. Anyways, Ryan, still under pressure from Adri. Let's get back to this battle with Dernier and Beck. And we'll keep an eye on these guys.
started reading all the comments. What you doing, like?
Here
who's pit?
comes
Ryan has got
Dernia.
into the pits. He's
Matthew
definitely
Dernia
come out
all
on-
over back here. He's got that DRS. They both have DRS, but Dernia just with that top speed. I think he's got it. He's got it done.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely got to watch where Ryan comes out. Behind Doth, looks like he'll be ahead of Charlie as Beck picks up 3 seconds. And he's about 6 seconds, but he's ahead of Arrow. So he'll be on the quicker compound as well. We'll see if we can start cutting down some of this time. We'd assume the guys currently on the mediums will all have to pit again. So
yeah, Zenith definitely is going to have to pit because he spun.
Adri has to pit. I'd assume even guys like Vitality will have to pit, though. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Packer is within DRS now, so Vitality, we're going to see how those hards are going to hold up here. With the track position in the DRS, I don't know if it's enough here. I think the DRS is too strong, but we'll see. At the moment, we've got this nice little scrap we've had for the last few laps here. It's Dernia followed by Beck and Ginnet. There's somebody into the pits
and T-Money. Oh, yeah, T-Money. So T-Money's gone for his second stop. 5
Speeding
seconds.
as well.
Adri has pit. So I'd assume both these guys are going to come out behind Ryan. This promotes Doth into the points. And Ryan as well. He's going to come out right beside Adri here. It's going to be close. And yeah, Ryan gets it done. So Ryan up in the 10th. And still 12 laps to go. So anything can happen. More in tires. Guys start making mistakes. We'll see.
So, I guess we'll get to Packer. It's closing on Vitality now, so this is for the actual win. Vitality, we're assuming, is going to try to go to the end, so if he's already if he tries to go to the end and he's conceded that Packer's going to get him, then probably not much point of fighting, but because he does have a nice cushion right now. But if he's going to pit again, they do have a pretty nice gap to... Well, they'll probably come out around 8th or 9th at the moment, but eventually that gap will extend, so... Vitality, though, seems to be managing that pace well.
Vitality, JX, Dernia potentially, I think a lot of these guys on the 10-lap old hards are going to have to pit. Janet's going to have to pit, Beck's going to have to pit, so we're going to see Camden, Mr. Joshua, Doth, Ryan, all these guys jump right up into the...
Vitality with a huge lock up there, that's not going to help his his case.
So the fight for the podium is still very much wide open at this point, as Mr. Joshua is also now really closed up to the back of Camden, so you guys are listening, you're fighting for a podium, potentially.
I'd say anybody in the top 10 at this point is got a crack at it, really. Ryan might even go to the end on those mediums, right? So
definitely. I mean, he pit lap 20. I think he saw guys at the start take him 14 laps. So him and Adri were the two who started on the hards, and definitely seems like a viable strategy. Adri's very
pressuring,
quick.
yeah. Comes Packer with
Doth.
DRS.
Doth is coming through the gravel and the grass.
Packer is through for the lead. I think that's going to be done deal for Packer as long as he brings it home. It's just a matter of what Vitality does behind him now. Does he pit? Does he stay out and try to just snag that podium? I think that's what you got to do at this point.
He's got enough of a gap that he can react, I think, which is a nice benefit for him.
Keeps locking up like that, though. It's not going to get to the end.
So we've got Dernia pressuring JX, Beck pressuring Dernia, Ginnet pressuring Beck, and a whole lot of action throughout the entire field still. I mean, a lot of these guys are just so evenly matched.
Not a trend. I mean, once the DRS train starts, it's pretty tough to get the overtakes done here.
Yeah.
You really need mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, you know, you really want to make sure you're pressuring them constantly because it can get to you. Um,
Oh,
it's
big
tough
snap there for
when, ooh,
Durnia.
yeah,
He nearly
saw
lost
that
the
as
car, it
well.
looked like. Another lock up there. So these long stint hard runners here are starting to look a little
Yeah,
uncomfortable on these tires. They still got quite a ways to go, so who knows at this point. JXW, though, 15 lap old hards, doing well to keep these guys behind. He doesn't have the DRS, and he's just keeping this chunk behind him. And we got Joshua
yeah,
closing
no,
up to the
he's
back of
really good job. Vitality is
Camden
still
here
in
as well. Look at this.
DRS
Joshua
range.
alongside Camden almost. Is he going to send it? He does, and they lock up. Bit of a bump there. Joshua through. Not really
Yeah,
sure
I
whose
think
fault
that's
that was, but just maybe a little wheel to wheel.
good hard racing. I don't think either took damage, so
No.
obviously no contact is best, but I didn't see anything malicious or
Yeah, it's just questionably a bump pass, but I don't think a bump was enough
yeah.
to. It's hard to say, really. See if
So
Camden wants to fight that back.
still got this group 3 through 7, 3 through 6 rather. Guys still battling it out. Ryan's now only 2 seconds behind Doth, so putting pressure on him.
Vitality is really hanging on to Packer here.
And Jinnet's gone to the pits again, so
Got to be the softs at this point.
yeah.
So maybe fastest lap. Can he keep it in the top 10 to get that? I don't know. Be hard to say.
So
Back into
Doth has
this
passed
scrap.
him, Ryan has passed him, and Adri has passed him. So, and he's serving a penalty as well. Car disappeared on my screen. That was funny. So maybe he wasn't serving a penalty. It was just a glitch. And Arrow has even got past Jinnit as well. So disappointing evening for Arrow. I mean, 12th place.
Yeah,
so
he just
behind him on the
hasn't
soft
had pace
tire.
at all.
Yeah, and Jinnit's already going to get this move done. Ooh, he sends it. And the grip of those soft tires, I'm sure, is just can't compete on those hard. So Jinnit now has to get past T-Money, and he's in the points at that point, as Adri will not count in the final classification.
Yep. So he will get fast slap if he can actually put it up.
Yeah.
Some other guys might consider that option as well, but I think everybody pitting at this point is giving up his place. Back pits, he needs to. On those mediums, so he's not going to get to the end. The other guys on the hards, though, I think they're going to try it. JXW has kept Matthew Durnia behind him for what seems like a very long time.
Never mind, sorry.
And there goes Durnia down the inside. JXW side by side with him. Fighting it back. JXW actually has a crack back at this. Don't think he's going to be able to hang on, though. Durnia finally gets through, so JXW now.
Yeah, and
bit of a cushion.
Mr. Joshua behind half the tire life of JX, so maybe Durnia can back him up a little bit. We'll see.
I don't think he needs to, really. JXW is going to start struggling, I think, now at this point, because he was keeping Durnia consistently behind him, and then that lap just seemed like he just didn't have the pace at all. So I think
Ryan
he's heading
now,
toward that cliff.
Beck has come out behind Arrow, and they're duking it out. Arrow locks up. And Jinnit has caught up to T-Money quite quickly. So
Vitality really is just hanging on to Packer here. That DRS is keeping him in competition. If Packer burns those tires up, Vitality might have a crack back. He can't pit at this point, though, can he?
no,
like he's hanging on to DRS. He's like, the gap behind is 14 seconds. Like,
and he's gonna end up. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Who could that be?
it was for a back marker possibly moving over. Some
And
moguls.
JXW has pit, so not confident that his hard tires will last. And now we've got Durnia. I'm sorry, Mr. Joshua.
Big lockup.
Fourth.
Again for Vitality there, the big lockup. I don't know. He's close.
What happens with a lot of these guys here is Jinnit does make it past T-Money. And he's secured himself a couple points, but he's got a long way to go to get to Adri and Ryan, so. And we already saw one car with a puncture earlier, so I mean, I don't know. Obviously we can't see what the tire wear is at for these guys, percentage-wise, but we gotta be screaming. Especially if you're Vitality.
Ooh,
I mean,
Vitality, rare with a huge snap too. Like, he nearly lost the car there, and like,
yeah.
are you gonna take
Once
these tires another 6 laps? Like, is it a good idea? I don't know.
Once he's out of DRS range, I mean, it's impossible to get back in, I feel. But he's cut half a second down the straight with DRS.
Yeah,
So.
and Durnia on 15 lap old hard's not really a threat behind, so he doesn't really. And Joshua really not going to be pushing him either. I would say all these guys on the hards here going to the end, really, at this point. I don't know how you pit. If you're Vitality, unless you think your tires are going to explode, I don't know why you would pit.
Yeah, I mean, Zenith does get the fastest lap there.
You know, and him fighting Packer might be the nail in the coffin.
And you can see, though, they've fallen off the cliff, though.
I believe it.
Can't keep
Especially,
up. Yeah.
like, I mean, he must have been really pushing to keep up, and that's not going to help them get to the end of the Grand Prix here. And of anybody on track, has the most tire life on the set he's driving on, so...
Yeah.
Or, sorry, used the most tire life, is what I should say. So 18 laps for Vitality. I don't know if he's going to actually make it to the end, you know? How much damage has he done there trying to keep up with Packer, when he really probably could have just backed off and secured second?
And we know from just this season alone, we've had guys get punctures at 70%, we've had guys not get punctures at, you know, 90% or something. So it's such a gamble.
I think it really depends on what you're doing to the tire when it's that worn. If you're sending it into overheating range and locking it up and it's that worn, it's going to burst. But if you're
pushing it flat through that right-hander is not going to be good for the left tire.
No. Here comes Camden with DRS. He's going to take a look at Joshua around the outside. No, Joshua covers it.
Place it right on the apex there. Great defense.
Covered it off nicely there.
JX looking to make a move on T-Money, and he's going to send it around the outside, and yeah, he's got that done. Those fresh tires of his.
So Camden wasn't that close out of the final turn. I think next run he'll probably have a crack at getting that done. Joshua is on fresher tires though, so maybe has a little bit left in the tank to fight. What I would say now though is, I think Vitality. See, if Vitality pit 3-4 laps ago, let's say, and put softs on, he would have caught those. He would have caught Joshua and Durnia and passed them more than likely.
Yeah, I would.
So if he ends up with a puncture there, it's going to look real bad. But he's really falling off.
We've got
Beck is out.
Beck has DNF'd. Will we get a safety car? We'll see if we can find him there.
Yes, we will. He's right on the road there with no rear wheel. It looks like. I think we could get a safety car.
VSC.
No ghosting,
it's so
remember.
close to the end. Yeah.
Nothing even. It's going to just clear, I believe.
His car is just sitting there as everyone drives past it.
I think it'll be clear by the time Doth gets there. Sorry, RC. Maybe not.
No.
Still there. I'm surprised. There it goes.
Gets there. There it goes. All right.
Wow, that could have been a safety car easily. Of all the times, you'd think that would be one. And we see it come out for wing debris sometimes, and then an entire car parked on near the racing line.
No kidding.
Honestly. Anyway, back to green and
from
Camden.
pole position back to the only DNF so far.
I called it on the box though. Yeah. I said it's spin it or win it for Beck. So here we
are. Unfortunate. I would have seen him score some points.
He's very fast. You just gotta keep the car facing the same direction the whole Grand Prix.
Yeah.
He
picks up 5 seconds for ignoring blue flags. He's got Vitality right behind him.
I'd say he's probably the crashiest driver we got. Crashes more than anyone else, but he also has just ridiculous pace at times as well.
Yeah. I don't know. It's always next week.
Yep.
We'll be back.
So
Monaco, though, I don't know how
I think that, yeah, it's not going to be much overtaking. We got two tough overtaking tracks.
Oh, and Zamagla spins it, and RC pulls off to let Vitality through. Dem is still the race, but from bad to worse.
Vitality is really losing time here. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's just managing or if he just has nothing left. Camden, I think that tire life advantage for Joshua is paying off because Camden just really can't seem to get close enough.
Yeah, no, a few laps makes a difference. I mean, especially when you're picking up about 5% a lap. Roughly, I don't know what it actually is, but that could be 15% difference on the front left.
In the home Grand Prix looking to find a way through here. And Camden just not really closing still. Corner cut, 5-second corner cut for Zem there. It's a straight 5-second penalty. I wonder if he's just given up.
He's in the pit, so I'm probably just cut the final chicane or something to get in.
And he's retired in the pits.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't cause a safety car, imagine. I mean, really, the race is over at this point. Here
Last
comes
lap.
Adri. Adri, it's a yellow flag. I don't think he can send it because of the yellow.
Yeah, I don't think he can either, actually. No.
It's right on the straight. Oh, man. See, that's another aspect of retiring when you don't need to that's really frustrating, you know?
Yeah, yep.
That's going to cost Adri a chance there. I think he was going to launch it, but he was figuring if I get by with, I'm just going to have to move over, right?
Dernier picks up another penalty. I swear I've seen him pick up at least one more. If he's
not
careful, we could actually see Mr. Joshua on the podium here. Or Camden for that matter. I don't know what the penalty situations are.
I think Camden got one for pit when he pit, didn't he? Maybe? I can't remember at this point. Adri,
so
taking a look, but
Vitality,
not close enough.
One last lap. We'll see if these tires survive.
Camden now, this is going to be his best crack at it. Doesn't really have the juice, but we don't know what Josh has. It's pretty similar. So this is a straight duel here.
A pretty solid exit.
Comes Camden with that DRS though, is not going to be close enough. Closing, but too far.
Yeah.
So Joshua maybe going to hang on to that, even though Camden.
And Adri, we've missed it, but he did squeak past Ryan there. So I don't know any Spanish, but congrats in Spanish, Adri.
Congrats in Spanish.
Still gonna keep an eye on Vitality. I want to see if his tire explodes, to be honest.
He's really managing it. He's got some blistering in the front left, you can see.
We've got Packer now coming through the final few turns. Pick up the victory, a big victory, which will give him a pretty commanding lead as he weaves for the pit crew and the fans. And GP Cullen steals the fastest lap.
Nice move from GP there. He's outside the top 10 though, so I don't think he's going to get the point for it. Vitality brings it home. 24 laps on the hards. Good drive from him.
Oh, we've got some incident at the back here. We've got Adri who's off. He's missing his wing. I'm not sure what has happened. It looks like Jinnit has made his way past Ryan as well. No idea what's gone on there. And JX is right behind Ryan. So Matthew Dernier had a plethora of penalties, let's just say.
Yeah, so there it is, JFD on the podium.
Yeah, his return to the podium.
Mr. Joshua, should we say?
Mr. Joshua, JFD, as he's known in the Discord.
I will say all the guys with 3-letter PSNs at the start, top 3. IRO, IXR, ZOR.
Give me a moment, I'm gonna add ZOR to my PSN.
Right now?
Well, I gotta get ready for Thursday.
Yeah, you want to make sure you get a podium again, eh? It's the trick to Spain, is putting abbreviated league names at the start of your PSN. Driver of the day, Doth Alhoist. Solid drive from Doth, though, to be fair. 6th place again.
Yeah, not a lot of camera time.
And he
just kind of drove around.
Yeah, he was quiet today, but that's a solid drive, honestly. For a track that he didn't really seem to be doing too well in during quali. 99 comments. We only need one more.
And they all go silent.
Yeah, we won't get it. There it is. So Packer wins the Grand Prix again. Something I feel like I've said a few times already this year.
I don't know if he has any wins though. I swear he keeps like getting caught up
true.
in stuff.
Maybe
He's
not.
always in.
He always seems the fastest, but something always seems to go wrong too.
In China, he had that incident. JX hit him.
So we'll review the order quickly. Packer wins, Vitality second, Joshua's third, Camden's fourth, Durnia's fifth, Dothan sixth, JXW seventh, Jin at eighth, Ryan is ninth. T-Money gets the final point in 10th. Let's take a look at some good drives here. Doth and Camden and Ryan all put in a pretty good drive. Adri as well, looking sharp out there, 11th. Aerostrikes 12th, Charlie 13th, GP 14th, RC 15th, Samago 16th, and Beck DNFs in 17th. The only DNF. Samago's well 3 laps down, I guess, because he retired. I think he still gets classified technically. Anyway.
An Arrow, our championship leader, outside of the points. So
that's a big gain for Packer there. Huge gain. That's very hurtful for Arrow. Just going to get those invites sent out, so just give me a moment here. Nobody will be able to hear you. Yeah, no, you can say whatever you want. What do you mean you hate Packer? You can't say that. He did. Oh, you meant Fuzz. That makes sense. Sorry, who was the podium again? It was Packer. Well, I don't have JXW. Or JFD, sorry. JFD. The J guy. The J guy. Where is he? There he is. So Josh. I think it was Vitality and Packer. Where is Vitality? I forgot his real name for some reason. It's just very confusing. Vitality. For some reason, I have his real name. Because someone called him by his real name the one time, and I was like, yeah, I knew that. Maybe it was Camden? I think it's Camden it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, interviews are out, so people can hear you again. Stop talking shit about Fuzz.
Zem wants us to ask Packer if he can coach him.
That's a really odd time to ask. We can.
Yeah, we'll throw it in there for you, Zem. Any other questions from the chat? Throw them in now. We'll get them all in there. As long as they're appropriate.
Yeah. Someone crying with
Someone's
joy?
Giggling.
No, you don't. No. I stream. There's just spamming numbers and emojis, and Siri's killing my head.
Oh.
All right. I think everyone's in.
that's everyone. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
You want me to handle it?
Yeah, you've been doing the interviews the last few weeks.
The interview guy?
Yeah.
I'm Brundle. Yeah, you're Crofty. Makes sense.
I use up my voice calling the race. I'm parched by the end.
We'll start, as always, with the winner. Maybe we should do it the other way, but we'll start with the winner, Packer. We were discussing on stream. Is this actually your first win of the season?
I don't know. Maybe? Probably?
Because
I
we
can't
know
remember.
you kind of had some unfortunate luck. You had the drive-through, I believe, in those incidents in Australia. You got taken out in China. Zandvoort was Arrow. But I don't remember if this was your first win. But anyways, regardless, it's a win. Talk us through it. How was it?
Well, I bottled qualifying. I know it looks like I got 6th on mediums, but honestly, my PB was a 15-0, so I could have been on pole.
On the mediums?
On the mediums.
Oh, wow. We saw you had invalidated a few. I don't know if maybe it was...
The soft laps? Yeah, those were just to do laps. And then, and then, first few the first lap was kind of chaotic. Going down into turn 1 in just the first sector. And then from there, just trying to, make the overtakes easy, and then pulling away when I could.
Yeah, well, you showed right off the jump. You obviously had pace on a lot of the guys. I will say though, you made the move by past Vitality in the final stint there, but he actually held on to you for quite a bit. Why don't you talk us through a bit of the defense there and what you were thinking at that point?
DRS, as you could see, was super powerful at Spain, and I don't know, I've never ever seen it that powerful before. So he'd be like 8 tenths behind, and then going into the corner, he'd be like a tenth and a half behind. And I had no DRS saved, so yeah.
A good showing though. Obviously, congrats on the victory. We've also got a question from the chat from Zamoglis. He wants us to ask you if you can coach him.
Probably not me, the one who could do the coaching, but I have a friend who could do it.
There you go, Zeb. If you're still listening, he'll refer you to a guy he knows. So maybe next week you could be on the podium.
I don't know. Maybe that $100 that I could have gotten from earlier, but I don't know.
True, Zem. You were flashing $100 in the Discord. So there you go. How badly do you want to get quick? But yeah, congrats. We'll move to Vitality. First race back for a few weeks now. We had kind of discussed you were away at university or college getting set up there. How did it feel to be back? You had a great qualifying.
Vitality there. These guys are trying to get us to ready up for some reason. I don't hear Vitality at all, do you?
Vitality, sorry to interrupt you. I can hear him, Bigga. He is talking. I don't know if the other guys in the party can hear him.
I can hear him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Can the chat hear him?
I don't think so. Because if I can't hear him, then how can the chat?
It could just be you two who are out of whack for some reason. Hold on.
Maybe, yeah. I may have muted him a long time ago. I did. Hold on. There we go. I don't know. I think he had some. I think he had some noise on his end when we were racing Beer League one night, and it was driving me nuts. And I was just like, okay, I'm muting him. I can't handle it. Okay. I figured out. It wasn't. No. It was like a racing noise, like a wheel click or something. And
oh yeah, that's back when I had my my real loud shifters on my other wheel. But
yeah, I think it's something. So. It was something along those lines. I think because I remember trying to figure out who it was. I was like, who is this? I need to mute them. And I just was going through everybody until it caught on. Yeah, you were still muted from way back then. Like, when's the last time we even raced Beer League? It must have been like 4 months ago.
Last time I remember being in a party with you was like a Bahrain fun race or something, I think.
Yeah, probably. It was a while back. Don't take it personally. It was just...
Yeah, no problem.
It was just me trying not to be like, who the fuck's Shifter? He's making all the noise.
No, don't worry. You don't have to worry about me having that loud stuff anymore.
Well, all right, I'll leave you unmuted for a while then. We'll see if you can earn my trust back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Carry on with what you were saying there. Now that you, I guess, well, no one could have heard you, right, in the chat.
No,
the chat
they can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, we're good.
I'd assume. Anyways, someone keeps switching the lobby now and it's turning me off. I can't remember where we were. Anyways, you qualified on the front row. Really great qualifying lap. You made the one-stop work. What were your tires like at the end?
The rest of them were like in the 50s, and my right rear I think was like close to 60. My left rear, I mean. My left front was like in the 70s, I'm pretty sure, and that was the main one I was worried about puncturing on me. But I didn't want to try to do the mediums because I would have felt like too slow in the race on them, and if I didn't have to worry about Packer being so fast, I probably would have made it a little bit more comfortable to get to the end rather than have to push to at least keep up with them for a little bit. But yeah. That race for me, I already knew going into it if I was going to start on the stalls that I had to manage my tires. So
yeah, well, great showing. Glad to have you back, and congrats, second place. So you were one of the drivers who didn't have any points coming into tonight. So Good job getting on the board, and a good haul for the team as well as your teammate. You finished 4th, so great job for Racing Point.
Yeah, solid day.
And last but certainly not least, I don't have a proper adjective for his return to the podium interviews.
Triumphant?
Triumphant return to the podium interviews. Last year's champion, 3rd place. Glad to have you back. How was the race, Mr. Joshua?
Pretty enjoyable. That was that was unexpected. I was not expecting this the first half of the year at all. So to be up on the podium with no line, no assists, I'm pretty thrilled about that.
Yeah. And you did qualify in the mediums too, and you put in a hell of a lap. I think you qualified 7th or 8th?
I think it was 8th is what it was. So
yeah.
I did the mediums with about 6 minutes is when I started my lap, and when I got back in the pits, I saw where I was at, and I figured I'd be in the top 10s on that. If it was a scruffy lap, I would have went on the softs, but it was a good enough lap. I kept with it and just kind of wait and see how the race played out. There was no safety cars, which I was expecting a safety car, so
yeah.
I think it ended up working out well because I had no tire concerns at the end at all. I was just trying to go as fast as I could and break Camden for my DRS, but he just kept hanging around, and lucky I was able to hold him off when he was making a run at me.
Yeah, well, you made what ended up being a very clutch overtake on him, as you two were kind of battling for the entire second stint. You guys were obviously on the same strategy, both on the one stop. Why don't you talk us through that when you were behind him, what you were thinking?
But I think he went for the undercut on 13 or 14, and I stayed out a little bit longer, just waiting to see what would happen with everything. I think I went in around 16 or 17, and when I came out, I think I was about just out of DRS second and a half, and it took me about 4 or 5 laps and got in his DRS, and after 1 or 2 more, I think I had good enough run and enough ERS saved up to make the pass, and I think I was able to do that cleanly, and from there I tried to brake him for my DRS, but he stayed in it the rest of the race, so it was kind of more defensive and keeping him behind me. So.
Well, also a very solid result for Mercedes as a team. Both you and Dernier have actually really started to kind of pick it up these last few weeks. It seems the two of you as a team are getting better and better. Obviously, he picked up quite a few penalties today, so that kind of hurt him as he was close to the podium. But a fantastic team result.
Yep. 3rd and 5th, so a good amount of points. I think that's 25 points, so not a bad haul for the team.
I don't really have any other questions. I don't know if Bigga has any.
I'm good.
Yeah, no. Really fantastic race, honestly. I mean, Spain in real life is an absolute bore. Nothing really happens. But no, you guys put on a show. It was really clean for the most part. Like you said, no safety cars, nothing of that nature. We thought there would have been one at the end, as Beck ended up crashing. It was kind of just sitting in the middle of the track, but the game, I guess, didn't deem it necessary.
Too close to the end, I guess.
Yeah, because it was like lap 30 or something. But no, really good job, guys. Always end with one final question. How is everyone feeling about the next race? It's Monaco.
Oh, how fun.
I'm gonna win. Just saying it.
Packers gonna win. Do you like Monaco?
Well, last time I did a league race there, I got held up behind the slowest person on the track and got wing damage. So, hopefully, yes.
That's par for the course at Monaco. If you're not stuck behind someone with wing damage, then
Yeah.
did you even drive there?
I've done a few TT laps there without the line, and I think it's just going to be a nightmare for myself, Matthew without the line, Doth, Team Monaco, the guys that are running no line this year. So
Doth
loves Monaco, though. Yeah. For some reason, he's like a Monaco
pull a
guy.
freak surprise here.
But without the line's a whole different beast.
It is, for sure. For sure. But I'm sure he's probably looking forward to it somewhat. Vitality, are you looking forward to Monaco? You think we can win?
If Packer doesn't race, impossibly, but I don't know. Monaco's not really been one of my personal best or favorite tracks. I have decent speed there, but racing around other people and having to
Yeah.
worry about not getting run into is kind of something that catches me off guard. So,
Yeah, it was
well,
actually the debut of Camden and his first win with us, his only win. So I'm sure he's probably looking forward to returning. But yeah, I think that's all I've got.
Yep.
We, as always, have a full week of racing with Zenith Online Racing tomorrow, PC League, 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, Tier 2, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday, our EU tier at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time, all racing at Spain. So don't forget to tune in for those. I'm sure everyone wants to tune in on Thursday and watch me win again. That was fun.
if there's any
And
reserve space on Thursday, I might try to pop up for that.
I'm sure there's always a few available seats, and hopefully, yeah, we can get a full grid out. It should be exciting. And yeah, as always, tune in on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Me and Big O will be commentating most likely, and we will be in Monaco. The glitz, the glamour, the virtual fans. You don't want
The
to miss
virtual
it. So
celebrities.
the virtual celebrities, they'll all be there. There's no
Everyone.
pandemic in our virtual racing world, so a lot of mingling, a lot of champagne.
Well, some
all
very
that
poorly
stuff.
animated Will Smith for you next week.
Get jiggy with it in Monaco.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks everyone for tuning in. I think that's about it.
All right, guys, we'll wrap it up. That has been Spain. It's round 6. We'll catch you next week for round 7. That will be Monaco. Have a good night.